Hi, I'm Andrea Maxim, the creator of the Maxim movement, and today we're going to talk about what's the big deal about raw food versus cooked food. So raw food versus cooked food, which contains more vitamins and minerals? Let's finally put an end to the debate of the raw food versus cooked food debacle. Of course, in the grand scheme of a well-balanced, nutrient-dense, varied, whole food diet, the cooked food versus raw food debate isn't that critical for most people. Where this can become a consideration is for more the vitamin and mineral deficiencies or insufficiencies that may be due to digestion or absorption issues or avoidance of certain foods due to allergies or intolerances or just simply by choice. And I'll tell you that the answer isn't as simple as raw food is always the best or cooked food is always the best. As with most nutrient science, it depends on several factors. Some vitamins are destroyed in cooking, while others become easier to digest with regards to absorption. So here's the skinny on vitamins and minerals in raw foods versus cooked foods. With regards to the raw foods that you should eat, as a general rule, water-soluble nutrients like vitamin C and the B vitamins found mostly in things like fruits and vegetables are typically best to be consumed raw because they remain in their active state. The reason why is twofold. First, when these nutrients are heated, they tend to degrade. This is from heat from either steaming, boiling, roasting, or frying. So those vitamins, the vitamin C, the B vitamins, are a lot more delicate and very, very susceptible to heat than other nutrients or other minerals. Of course, the obvious way to combat these nutrient losses is to eat foods that are high in vitamin C and B vitamins in their raw form, like an amazing salad that you can make, or to cook them for as short a period of time as possible, like a quick steam or a blanch. So here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that raw spinach can contain 3 times the amount of vitamin C as cooked spinach? I know, right? So the second reason why foods high in vitamin C and B vitamins are best eaten raw is because these vitamins are water soluble. So guess what? When we cook them, a lot of those vitamins are going to end up in our water. So we've made really expensive, healthy water, but we're not getting it into our food anymore. And this is particularly true of fruits and vegetables that are boiled and poached, or even some that are steamed for longer than, as I said, that quick steam or that quick blanch. Of course, if you're a savvy health nut, you'll probably keep that liquid to use in your soup or your sauces to preserve those nutrients that are left over after cooking. Just don't overheat it, or you may lose what you were aiming to keep and the whole reason why you're eating those foods to begin with. But how much loss are we actually talking about? Well, of course, it ranges, but it can go from as low as 15% up to over 50%. That's half of what you wanted to eat. So in short, the water-soluble vitamins like vitamin C and B vitamins will degrade with heat, and some of what's left over after they're heated dissolves into the cooking water. So be sure that if you are cooking your fruits and vegetables, do it in as little time as possible with regards to heating, and then you can always keep that cooking water to use in your next recipe. So now let's talk about raw foods like nuts and seeds. It may be beneficial to soak them. Soaking nuts and seeds for several hours at room temperature just on your counter allows for some of the minerals to become what we call unlocked from their chemical structure. So they're a lot more absorbable, they're a lot easier for you to digest, and you won't have a lot of that gas and bloating afterwards. So now let's talk about the foods that we want to eat cooked. So cooking certain orange and red high beta carotene containing vegetables like tomatoes, carrots, and sweet potatoes can help make these pre-vitamin A compounds a lot more absorbable, meaning it's actually going to make the vitamin A that you want out of them come out more. So fun fact, One study found that the absorption of beta carotene was 6.5 times greater in a stir-fried carrot than a raw carrot. Amazing, right? So of course, eating your fat-soluble vitamins with a bit of fat will also help you absorb more of them. So that's another thing to consider as well. Now, one vegetable that's best eaten both raw and cooked is, again, our friend spinach. And I'm not just saying this so that you'll eat tons and tons of spinach, but spinach just contains so many beneficial compounds that eating it both raw and cooked gives you just as much benefit. So ultimately, the old nutrition philosophy of making sure you get a lot of nutrient-dense whole foods into your diet holds true. But feel free to mix up how you eat them, whether you prefer them raw or cooked. Just make sure that you eat them. We just want to keep things as simple as possible. Now, I'm sure you found this video interesting. That's why you're still with me to the very end. And I don't want to leave you hanging. So you have two options. One is you can book in a visit with me, and I'd love to work with you one-on-one to really get those healthy habits kind of ingrained into your body, but in a very easy and non-threatening way. You can still have your glass of wine, you can still have bread. We're just going to start making those lifestyle changes go a lot easier for you and get those results that you really want. The other thing that you can do is you can go to my homepage and just click on the 7-day meal plan that I have already prepared for you. It's totally balanced in natural sugars and proteins and fats, so there's no thinking on your part. I strongly encourage you to download that 7-day meal plan now, and then of course, come into my office whenever you're ready. I can't wait to start working with you.